while Terry Lloyd can pepper the goal, number 12, 6'6" John Grant represents a towering menace to all opponents. So vast is Grant's stick-handling repertoire that it's virtually impossible to anticipate his next move. And when he unveils his backhand shot, you know you're watching a master of lacrosse. With the spirit, stars, and superstars that make up this young team, the Wings are insured of glory for years to come.
Injuries don't appear to be playing much of a factor. The players seem to be up, and I really think...
Marshall. Ball loose in the corner. They battle for it, and it's picked up by John Grant. Loses it, gets control again, and the 30-second shot clock rewinds. 8 minutes remaining in the first period. 2-2. John Grant is in. He shoots, scores! John Grant breaks the string of 7 consecutive shutout periods without a goal to give Philadelphia the lead at 12:09, 3-2.
Well, John Grant just tucked that over the top for Marshall. Here comes the shot. Partially checked here. He sneaks it around and right over the top. Yeah, that's home. Well, it's a long ball game yet, Gene. Anything can happen, but certainly better that the Wings be ahead 6-2 than Rochester.
Grant breaking with Hinkson, 2-on-2. Grant's going to try to beat his man. He's in! Shot! Oh, and he hit the crossbar as he had Marshall beaten high. Karam's out of the box, and we'll have a draw ball in the near circle left. 6 seconds remaining on the minor penalties to Richardson and Rick Bisson of Rochester. Teams have been playing 5 aside, and after going ahead 2-1, Rochester has seen Philadelphia come up with 5 unanswered goals from Larry Ferguson, John Grant, Jimmy Wasson, Terry Rowland, and Bob Goulding.
Gene, not to take anything away from the goaltending of Merv Marshall, I've been keeping my eye on him the last couple of minutes, and he's walking around pretty slow out there. I just wonder whether he's injured or what's going on. He's not sharp on those goals at all. He's very, very slow. We've got a
score. O'Grady in past his man, loses it. It was picked off in the air by Parsons. He has it slapped free, and Philadelphia gains control on that fine cover-up by little Jimmy Watson. O'Grady was in and then had the ball tapped free. There's Grant, who has scored one tonight to break a shutout string of 7 periods without a goal for him. 18 seconds left on the shot clock. Working on him is Len Powers. Grant trying to cut inside. He'll come the shot right now. Shot wide, and it caroms out of the box, and it will be Rochester ball. Grant had got with the wing flat and almost coughed it up. Here comes Grant. Pass to Wasson. There's Hinkson. Score! And a great play.
Good passing.
Wasson to Hinkson. It's tied.
You know, it almost appeared with that mix-up down at the other end by Tim O'Grady that they were going to lose possession. They got the ball up very, very quickly. Here's this passing play, and Hinkson tucks it in.
John Tucker, Denny Townsend, and Steve Way in there. And it will be John Grant, the trigger man at the top, who sets up a shot by Brian Legree, which is stopped, which, like in hockey, would be ended by a power play goal. And here comes Brian Legree. Legree, Scarfone, Grant, Stark, and Swan set the scene on the power play unit. It's Grant at the top. Nice pass from Grant, and the goal, I believe it's John Swan. Yes, it is John Swan, and what a beautiful setup from John Grant once more, John.
You'll see Dwight Mecke out of the top of the circle because he's playing John Grant's shot, which left the crease area open, and it was just a case of Swan putting the ball in the net because Mecke's 6 feet away from the crease line.
The check issued by John Tucker on John Swan, but Grant with the ball to Legree. A shot is wide. Rebound. Comes all the way back out to Legree. Finds Grant once more. Backhand flip. Mecke reads it, holds his ground, and the zone is cleared by Stenerson with 35 seconds remaining. And a nice save by Mecke once more. They challenged him high, and he was equal. Good passing play. Scarfone from Grant. And in front it goes to John Swan for the goal. The three-way passing play works so effectively, John.
The secret on a power play is let the ball do the work for you. Here's tic-tac-toe, and Dwight has to follow the ball, and you get him moving too much and isolate that.
With a minute and a half remaining on the man advantage, John Grant, who had a big first half. And the shot and the save of Scarfone comes back to Legree. That same set for Canada. Grant at the top. Scarfone left side. Tries to go across the goal area. Loose ball and hammered into the boards. Goes Todd Stark. Grant will do it himself. A beautiful goal by John Grant. And it's almost like clockwork for the big fella.
Nice bounce shot from John. Beautiful bounce shot, and those bounce shots are hard for the goalies to pick up, and especially when you got a big guy like John shooting it.
I'm sure Dwight was looking for that pass and not thinking that John was going to take that shot, because every other time on the man up or
action on that, it's a U.S. penalty only. I thought they were going to give it both, so Canada has a power play.
And a score immediately. Phil Scarfone once more, as always, off that left crease. Puts it away with the assist to John Grant. That same set play, John.
Well, you see Phil, who's usually up the shooter position. There was a little pick on the crease. Phil drops down a little bit lower and gets almost a crease shot instead of a shooter position shot, and I think that fooled the U.S. defense a little bit. Well, it's too bad that the game has to end this way. If I were the referees, I think I'd send both teams home right now.
Yeah, I agree with you. It would take, there's chairs and full beers and everything littered onto the pitch.
It's surprising because the Spectrum crowd, the first game that we had, you know, it was a different game, and they appreciated it. I think there was a fine.
There's John Grant in the corner playing housekeeper. Simply is going to sit down.
It was a fine exhibition of lacrosse tonight, but I think they'll probably have to call this game.
And I do believe so. If the scoreboard clock is running, they're going to take the final 46 seconds off the clock. And we'll call tonight right there. Team Canada has won the final game of the North American Challenge Cup Series by a final score of 17-12. The two teams trying to line up for their handshakes. And many thousands of people, the more classy members of the crowd, giving the two teams a round of applause as the beers continue to fly here at the Spectrum. Unbelievable.
From the Spectrum, the Philadelphia Wings host the New Jersey Saints. Hi, everybody. Welcome to what could be the start of something big. Pro Lacrosse returns to Philadelphia tonight. It's the Wings and the Saints. I'm Larry Rose, and I'll have play-by-play. And joining me with color analysis is the three-time Ivy champion coach from the University of Pennsylvania, Tony Seaman. Tony, welcome. What can we expect from the Philadelphia Wings and the New Jersey Saints tonight?
I think we're going to see a very exciting game filled with a lot of offense, a great deal of shooting, and I predict a high score.
I guess the only name recognition player would be John Grant, the one-time Philadelphia Wings leading scorer, returns to Philadelphia, and a triumphant return, one would hope.
I certainly hope so. John, of course, one of the premier box players in the United States. We're going to see some of the best lacrosse field players also here tonight, and it'll be very interesting to see the changeover from the field to the box.
Philadelphia Wings. Number 1 for Drexel University, Mark Maschella. Number 2 from Johns Hopkins and Towson State, John Tucker. Number 3, University of Virginia, Paul French. Number 5, North Carolina State and Drexel, James Castle. Number 6, Johns Hopkins, John Krummenacker. Number 8, Loyola College, Greg Manley. Number 9, Towson State, Pat Henley. Number 10, Towson State, John Conley. Number 11, Loyola College, Pat Lehman. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, number 12, John Grant.
And we'll come back with tonight's opening face-off, the Wings and the Saints, right after this. But a penalty has been called, and here comes John Grant in the 5-on-4 manpower advantage, Philadelphia. Grant, not much of a shooter, although a great goal scorer in his day, loves that over-the-shoulder pass. That time he sat up Lehman. And here's Grant once more. With 2 lefties to his left and 2 righties to his right, he'll shoot himself. Barbarossa beats him, again going for the 5-hole. A drill by Paul French in the corner. As Engelke comes out with it. Now Grant has a man in front. Wide open net, score! Perfect play on the inside as Pat Hanley gives Philadelphia a 2-0 lead. With the ball is Paul French. Maybe the best shooter, pure shooter, on the Philadelphia team. To John Grant. And Grant scores! Quickly.
John Grant probably has the best stick skills of any player in the game there is. And I think if we see a replay or you watch him more tonight, just has incredible stick skills. Here it is.
That is his first goal for John Grant, and it really was set up with his own faking ability.
Absolutely. It's called a box fake pass, and he faked it over to number 17. The man left him to go in down the middle, and he drills it in underneath Barrosa's legs.
To Hanley. That's Grant working the wing. He's 6'5" tall, 35 years of age, and they still haven't figured him out. Looking for a cutter. Finally has one. What a pass on the inside, and the shot taken and saved by Barrosa. But a lovely setup for Pat Lehman as we're in.
Wow. And then we saw in the last 15 seconds they put Natoli there, who's definitely not a great shooter, but he's an excellent passer and sees it. Now we find John Grant in the middle for the Philadelphia team.
And he's a great shooter, a great passer, and certainly that back pass score just that quickly on the power play. John Grant sets the play up on the inside, and who got the goal? I believe it might have been Mike French.
I think that Barrosa was blocked out by Richie Mullins, who's number 9, his defensive player. See him go up and talk to him after the shot. It's a great behind-the-back pass.
And that's Jeff
bounce
Harris.
shot. Once again, comes right off the hip. You can see there how he was blocked out.
Big freed out of Rutgers University, one of the better players, and that is a loss for New Jersey. And action resumes in the final minute. It's John Grant at the top. Ping-ponging, really killing some clock. Mike French walks down the left side, screen in front, and we've got a whistle.
By Mullins. Caught back on defense, and they get the goal.
And with him playing that point position, he is the man most in position to play defense, should he so desire.
Right.
Jersey still shorthanded. Again, the over-shoulder pass sets the play up in front. Pfeiffer the save. And there's Harris. They'll give it to Grant. Grant, a reluctant shooter, likes to pass across the slot. Shot and score. Oh, a lovely three-way passing play for Mike French.
Great ball movement. Great ball movement.
The coach is shaking his head.
That's the way it should be done. That's just beautiful.
Mike French
you're going to see, and this is spread out so nicely. What a great replay. Just look at this, a box fake. Then he hits the low man, who skips across, and he finds it. And you know how much Pfeiffer has to move on that. The goalie's got to make 3 adjustments on those 3 passes, and there's no way he can get over, get himself positioned for the score.
And the short hopper by Mike French. Now